Hello, welcome to your short video on rates. You will be able to identify rates and write them. What is a rate? You have to know what it is first in order to figure it out. It is a ratio that compares quantities in different units. That is absolutely key. They're not talking about similar topics anymore. They're very, very different. So, for example, something would be like comparing miles and hours. Very different. It is important to know that rate is a ratio. It's just a certain type of one, a special kind, but it is in fact a ratio. Alright, I'm going to have you write down this first example on your notes. I drove 100 miles in 4 hours. So write that down. The next thing we're going to do is circle the words 100 miles and 4 hours. This is going to make our rate. Because we're traveling 100 miles in 4 hours, we can write this as a rate. Order matters, so 100 miles to 4 hours. That means it's going to be consistent. If I were to drive 200 miles, that would be 8 hours, and so on. If I were to drive 50 miles, that would be 2 hours. It's our rate. It's constant. And then we can simplify this down even more if we wanted to. We can change this. If we divide by 4, we can even end up with 25 miles to 4 hours. Next one, my heartbeat, 68 times in 60 seconds, which is 1 minute. So write that one down. This is your second example. And then we are going to circle the important words. So 68 times and 60 seconds. This is going to be our rate. So we're going to take 68 times to 60 seconds. And then we can simplify this down to, we can divide by 2, which would give me 34 to 30. And you might recognize you can even simplify that one down some more, which would be 17 times to 15 seconds, which means every 15 seconds my heart is beating 17 times. You can also convert this to minutes instead of seconds. So this is a different way you can write it because of the 1 minute here that it says. So you could do 68 times to 1 minute. And so you would have that broken down in terms of 1 minute instead, and you wouldn't be able to simplify that at all because you can't simplify 1. How do I convert rates to ratios? So we talked about that rates are a special kind of ratio. The reason rates are a little bit different is because they have different labels. Ratios are always talking about the same topic. So if we're talking about food, we're talking about food. If we're talking about people, we're talking about people. Rates are different. They have different labels. And so here's your first example. Write this one down. This is a rate because we have 2 different labels. We're talking about inches and then we're talking about feet. And we want to convert them all to the same. Typically, it's your choice. You can pick how you want to convert it unless it tells you. In these instances, we're going to convert everything to inches in this example. Just be mindful that you could convert it all to feet as well. So inches, we're going to keep inches. So 18 inches, 2, and then 3 feet. How many feet are in inches? Well, I know 12 inches make up 1 foot. So if I have 3 feet, I'm really just multiplying that by 3, which will give me 36 inches. Okay, and rates and ratios, they all have 3 different ways that they can be written. I can simplify this also, which I should do. And if I divide by 6, I will get 3 inches to 6 inches, and that can even be reduced even further. 1 to 3, ratio of 1 to 3, and then I can write it as a fraction or using words as well. And like I said, rates can be written in all 3 ways as well. I just didn't show you those in the other examples. The next one, we have 12 seconds to 5 minutes. Again, I'm going to show you going from so that the labels are all seconds, but you could label them all minutes. I just want to keep the math easier. but make sure you're paying attention to what the directions are telling you to do. So here we go. 12 seconds is going to stay 12 seconds to 5 minutes. And that we need to know that there's 60 seconds in 1 minute. So if I have 5 minutes, I'm going to multiply by 5, and that will give me 300 seconds. And then I can simplify this down, and I can also write it my 3 different ways. And lucky for us, if you didn't know, you could figure it out, but you can divide 300 into 12. So I actually have 1 second, and then 300 divided by 12 is 25. So it's 1 to 25, and then I can write this 1 over 25, and also 1 to 25. And again, order does matter in rates and ratios. It is your turn now. Question number 1. Is rate a special kind of ratio? That's a yes or a no statement. And then please explain why you are answering the way that you are answering. And then number 2, please convert to a ratio of minutes. So have everything in the minutes format. Check in with me when you are done. All right, here are your answers. Yes, rate is a special kind of ratio. It just has a different label, but it is still a ratio. It is comparing quantities by division. Number 2, you have the 3 different ways you can write this. It is in a simplified form, so if you got a different answer, be sure to simplify. That's how you're going to know if you did that right. It is the end of your video. Thank you for watching. If you have questions, be sure to bring those to class. Have a great day.